Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob continuing the narration series for the short stories located on the modules of the various operators in Arknights. And today we are looking at the short story for little Grani here. The former the former mounted police officer from Victoria with Casimir roots. What can I say about Grani very quick? Well, originally she was the one of my two default Vanguard units way back when she was released. Only later to be replaced by Vigna. Why did she get replaced by Vigna? Well, Vigna, especially when she's fully unlocked, has a smaller deployment cost, and Vigna's second skill has a way faster recharge. It's literally 1/3 of what the Grani skill is, and they both block only one unit. The only thing I would say is that Grani has above Vigna would be that Grani's second skill makes her tankier, gives her more attack, makes her block one extra unit, but also attack more unit. But yeah, that energy cost, that's a lot. But yeah, essentially I used her a long time. Even I think she was amongst the first units that I E2'd. I can't remember what the order was, what I prioritized back then, but she was definitely amongst the first 10 units that I E2'd all the way freaking back, and she remained since then on, well, bench position. Sadly. Her current module does make her a bit more interesting as a unit though, even though I would still want, I don't know if in the Chinese clan she got a further module upgrade so far. I know some units got further module upgrades, but this already makes her slightly way better than what she was, considering that on unit kill she gets now 2 instead of 1 DP, and she refunds her current cost, which means if you just use her at the beginning and plop her out quickly to be replaced by someone else, you get the full 11 back. And if it literally means what the word current means, that I haven't tested it actually, but if it means what it means, then later on when she costs more, she's gonna return the same amount back again, which is kind of nice. But yeah, she has a very slow redeployment time, so maybe. Honestly, the only thing that would make me take her again on like a normal team build that I usually go for, and my teams are pretty much normalized, balanced around, just all over the place, maybe, I don't know, would be if either her future module gives her another block, so 2 block total, or just makes her recharge faster. I don't know. But yeah, used her a lot back then. Not since Vigna. Especially not since I started doing this whole thing with the channel last year and E2'd so many units for so many different reasons. Mostly lore. But yeah. What else can I say? Quickly before we go into the story. First off, module, pretty much police standard things. Walkie-talkie, badge, ID card. I do love this card in the background, and I don't know what it is, but I want one. Even though I don't need it for anything, I just want it. It looks so nice. The embroiderment is so nice. Anyway, yeah, before we go into the story, quickly, what can I say? As she is a mounted police officer from Victoria with Casimir roots, from what I skimmed over her file just to remember since it's been so long, she essentially, or rather her ancestors moved from Casimir, immigrated from Casimir before the current knight regime got established. And they were essentially all stemming from the old school type of knights. So her current... essentially, that's why she has like that knightly aspiration kind of thing going for her as a character, plus essentially they are old school knights, her entire family line, you could say, like the old school. But one thing I cannot remember, and maybe it was stated in the story, maybe it wasn't, I have no idea. It's literally been over 2 years since I read that story, because her file doesn't mention it really. The only thing the file says is that she's former police from Victoria and now working at Rhode Island. And that's it. I can't remember what the reason is. Why is she at Rhode Island? Is she just on like land out on training from the Victorian police, or what is going on? I really cannot remember. But yeah, if someone can remind me, please type it in the comments. I would appreciate it. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the story. And the story itself, essentially, as she got, because of her size being 150 centimeters, she got pretty much ridiculed essentially in the police at the beginning, and had to build up her reputation through many deeds. This is pretty much gonna be a story about one of those things. So let's get into the story. The title of the module is Cavalry Policeman's Suit, and the story goes as follows. Ever since she obtained this mounted police badge, Grani's been waiting for this day. Not looking for a wallet, not unlocking a door for a citizen who forgot their keys. Today, she's finally got an official assignment, doing something the mounted police should do. She's joining in the escort of a criminal. Not that I'm saying unlocking things isn't what a police officer should do, it's just that she finally gets to do something she's dreamt of since the beginning. We've been attacked by an armed group and we're low on heads. Division 3 requesting backup. How are you, Division 2? Send 2 for emergency support. Hold on until HQ gets there. It's Grani's team. She shouldn't be taking assignments like this. The fleet transporting the convict comes to an emergency stop under the sudden attack, and though they're prepared for this, the numbers they're facing still exceed the mounted police expectations. Grani holds a defensive posture behind the escort vehicles, the convict still inside, held by teammates. They're not letting the door open again under any circumstances as per code, so no worries about the subject. After that comes devoting everything to prolong the ceasefire as long as possible, waiting for support. But her superior's words just now get Grani a little mad. She's heard words to that effect more than enough times, yes, but today's her first time on an official assignment, and she thought that was recognition of her ability. Guess it wasn't. All you need to do is stay here, defend the vehicle, and wait for us to sort this out. Grani watches her 2 seniors run in armed against their fire, and they take down 1, 2. Even more of the enemy appears from behind the bunker, shouting, "There's only 2 of them," and rushing. Her seniors and teammates suddenly fall. They pull their hands from their wounds they were clutching, and Grani sees palms red with blood. The parked fleet creating its own highly useful bunker, Grani conceals within it and launches charge after charge. Her teammates have lost hope until they see her routing the enemy's formation, and they are hauled back into safety, one after another by this pint-sized girl. The opposition so much as beats a retreat for the time being. The support squads following up take over the task of escorting the convict, and Grani keeps her injured seniors and teammates company on the way to a nearby hospital for treatment. Bit by bit, she's been changing the way people see her, and though she's never rejected herself, getting the recognition of others is something that pleases her all the same. Grani dusts off the badge on her shoulder, a bit of ash stuck to it from the conflict before, and now it glimmers bright. So yeah, one of the pretty much her very first big assignment, a story about it, and one of the many things she did to, well, receive a couple of promotions while she was with this police unit. One final thing, I forgot to mention it earlier, her weapon. She's essentially wielding a spear, and it's stated as well in the file about the spear that it doesn't obviously have a lot of well, penetrating ability the way the way freaking bagpipes does, considering that one works with a lot of propellant. She does have a lot of reach with it. While it may not seem like it in this form, it does in this form because it essentially extends, which gives her a lot of reach, which is very nice for her. Still, I would love some, maybe a bit more love from the future module if she does receive one, like an upgrade to the current one. Just so I can bathe in nostalgia, I guess. But anyway, this has been Jacob. I hope you enjoyed the story, and thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.